What's up, ladies and gents?
For all the people watching, this is the first ever video of the podcast. So
I forgot that thing was recording this whole time.
yeah, and so it's easy to forget that it's recording. So
be on your best behavior.
yeah. But I'm super excited actually because it's like the first time that it's like we're actually going to be on YouTube for this video. So
Yeah.
hopefully somebody will watch it and we'll get something somewhere out of it.
Yeah.
And now I have to actually start recording one here and say that all over again because I wasn't even freaking recording. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, motherfucker. Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Oh my god, that was awful. No. Great. What is up, guys? Welcome back to episode 8 of the podcast. I know I already said this. It's already on the video once, but this is the first ever time that not only is the podcast on audio, it's also being recorded on video, and it's going to be on YouTube as well. So you'll be able to watch the video of us clowning around if you want to see what we do behind the scenes, because sometimes it gets a little wild. No homo though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Anyway.
Got our socks on, we're good.
Yeah, so this week, episode 8 rolled around, and yeah, we're just gonna jump straight into it. I'm actually gonna start with a thank you to everyone that's listening, and that is listening, that's being a dedicated listener, follower, subscriber, whatever, because that just means so much to us that we actually have like an actual like input into someone's life.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it this week, and it actually made me like really happy because you realize like the amount of influence you have on other people.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in the world, in the history of the world, that we have a platform to really put content out on that isn't tainted
Yeah.
by other means. So like if you watch TV, like that's already gone through a filter of what someone wants you to see. But like, so if we were on TV or we were on radio or we were on whatever, like I was just thinking about it, we would have to go through someone else's filter.
Yeah.
And I was like, anyway, I just wanted to say I was like super thankful for like this platform, YouTube, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, and there's a couple other platforms that we're on that I can't remember the name of, so I'm sorry. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's listening because it's making it possible for us to have like a unmonitored discussion.
Yeah.
That's like literally just whatever we want to talk about, and it doesn't have to go through another filter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you guys for that. Before I jump into my communism rant, so
Lord.
we're skipping that. That'll be for another episode. Because that's what that turns into when you get TV that's filtered is socialism.
Yeah. Capitalism forever.
Yeah, man. Anyway, so this week I decided to just tell a story and then see where it goes from there, because something interesting happened to me this week, and actually I would actually think about getting Matt's input on this because because I made a decision, and we'll just see what happens. So usually once a week I'm getting ready to start trying to sell things online. Yeah. Like eBay, Mercari, that type of stuff where you buy stuff at Goodwill, sell it on eBay. Yeah. Right? That's kind of, I haven't actually posted anything yet, so my store isn't active, but that's what I'm working towards. So I've been like buying things when I see it at Goodwill. When I look it up and I see that it's worth something and I buy it, hopefully I can sell it later at a higher price, right? So obviously I make a trip to Goodwill about once a week, and that's gonna have to increase. But we me, my family, and it was my mom, my sister, and I, and then they're basically pretty close to the family. We had some other friends from my old school that would go with us every week. After talk, we just go and kind of kill time at Goodwill until we come to church on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Well, we were at Goodwill, and I was looking around and I picked up a couple of things, and this week I got a lot of books. And then me and my mother found this it was a book, and it was really, 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 really old.
Yeah.
Right? It was this, I think it was Longfellow's poems, but it was like from like 1900.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, okay. So I pick it up, I put it in the basket, and I'm rolling around the store, and I found a couple of glasses that I was gonna buy to sell, and I bought some other books to sell, and I was still in the book aisle looking around, and what do you know? That the little manager dude comes rolling around, he's like older.
Yeah.
So he was older, short, and gray hair, beard, the whole deal. And he's looking around, he's like frantically looking for something. And then I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I just lost a book. And I was like,
shoot.
Crap.
Get out.
Yeah. And he was like, it was this old book, and I had set it out when I was laying the books out, and I had set it, and I was going to keep it for myself, but I think I misplaced it. And I was like, crap. I picked up his book, and he described it exactly. He described it to the T, so I knew that the one that I picked up was his. And I was like, seriously, dude? Why did you bring it out here? And, so I walked around the store with it a little bit, and before I left, I ultimately decided to go back and give the book back to the dude. And then he said he's going to put it on eBay, and I was like,
you little...
and I was like, but anyway, the reason I took it back was because I for some reason I had a guilty conscience about taking it home.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that happened to me this week, and it got me thinking about whether I should have took it home or not, because it technically was out on the shelf.
Yeah.
But if what he was saying was true, then the book belonged to him. So I did wind up giving it back, obviously. But yeah, so I don't know. I was gonna take it home. I wasn't even planning on selling it. I was actually just gonna keep it because it's worth something.
Yeah, I love old books. I actually have quite a few and stuff here, but yeah.
Yeah, and so, but that happened, and I was just thinking about whether or not I should have kept it, and eventually I was just like, I can't do it, because to me, here's the thing, it's more important. I could have sold that thing for maybe $100,
yeah,
$150, something like that. Instead, I give the book back to the dude, and I'm not making whatever I would have made off of it, but my conscience is clear.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, because to me, it's more valuable. It's more valuable to have a clear conscience. I'm not saying that word right. I don't know how to say that. Conscience.
Yeah.
Conscience.
I think you're saying it right.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm not a grammar teacher.
Anyway, a clear conscience is more important to me than making that money.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. There's just been times where I've done things and then it tore me up, and then I was depressed for weeks because I couldn't get couldn't get myself straight.
Yeah.
Because once you leave the store with the book, at least in my mind, I know I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here, but once you leave the store with the book, then that's it. You're not gonna go back and find the dude and then give it back to him.
Yeah, because you already bought it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just kind of went from there. No, it's just I just gotta do that. But anyway, so that's my story of the week. That's what happened. And that's what's gotten me thinking about right and wrong this week. Yeah. And do you have anything interesting happen to you this week that you want to share with us?
Not really, just nothing but school, really. Just
Rip school, man.
Yeah, it sucks. Teachers always get on my back, freaking like fussing at me for something.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember those
God.
days. Yeah, I taught. Well, actually, this year. Actually, I need to face the camera. Yeah, but I taught. Am teaching guitar lessons. I do like private lessons in guitar.
Yeah.
For years now. I started 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, something around there, and I started basically under a teacher at a homeschool co-op.
Yeah.
And then I progressed, and then once I progressed enough, he actually asked me to help him start teaching.
Yeah.
And so I started helping him teach, and that was the beginning of my teaching career. And I just I went and I kind of started and then grew from there, and then eventually like now where I'm just like teaching people by myself because he left the school, and so now I'm just doing stuff by myself. So it's like it's weird to, anyway, point being, like you were talking about teachers, like it's weird because I used to be a student and now I'm a teacher, and now it's really weird because I find myself saying things that teachers say.
Yeah.
And I used to hate that crap, man. But I used to hate, like, ask you how many days a week you practice. Now I do that every week.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like, but it's really weird, like, because it's just like a circle of life that kind of goes around. And
yeah, I hope I never make it to the end, though. I don't want to become one of those teachers. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'll stay the student.
Well, to me, it's an honor to be a teacher, though.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that I'm great at it, like, by any means, but I am saying that it's an honor.
Yeah.
Like, it's really great to be able to see someone start at 0 and go to 100.
Yeah,
like,
I see where you're coming from, yeah.
Yeah, like, I've seen a lot, like, there's a couple students I have that, in particular, in mind that have, when I started teaching them, they knew nothing.
Yeah.
But where they are now and where they were last year is like a world of difference.
Yeah.
And like that means so much to me, because just like what I was saying at the beginning of this, I'm trying to loop it all back together, and I'm not doing a great job, but I'm trying here. But like I said at the beginning of this, is like, it's awesome to me to have something that you can communicate to an unlimited number of people.
Yeah.
Right? And when I teach music or I teach karate, it's kind of the same thing, even though it's not on the internet.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm helping the person learn.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to me, to be able to, like, see the person progress and then realize you help them get to where they are.
Yeah.
Is really awesome.
Yeah. And honestly, I guess going back to, like, oh, listen, about teachers, it really depends also on, like, some of the teachers, because honestly there's some that are, like, honestly are amazing, and then there's, like, quite a few that I have in mind that I can't stand whatsoever, just because I feel like they're either, like, mood swings,
right.
they're either like that, like, 1 minute they're like one way, next minute they're completely different, or else they're just stuck up and arrogant, like, they're not, like, willing, like, I think a teacher should still be willing to, like, open-minded and willing to learn other stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
for sure.
willing to, like, take in information, or, because honestly, you never are at the point where you can't stop learning, like, you're always, like, progressing and stuff. And so I feel like there's some teachers that think that now that they're the teacher, they can't learn anything else. They're, like, the very top, and yeah, there's no going past that. And that's something that I feel like there's a few teachers I know that are like that. I'm like, no, you guys are just chill out, like, yeah. And then, like, and there's some that are just dry and stuff. I'm like, oh gosh, but yeah. And then there's like one or two that I'm like, they're really good, actually respectable teachers, and like have good mean good and stuff. But,
yeah. I definitely think that the best teachers are the ones that, like, always are learning.
Yeah.
Like, I've met so many people that think that they have arrived.
Yeah.
You know, like air quotes there for people that aren't watching that think they've arrived.
Yeah.
Like, you never get there.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the point, is that you, like, what is it? The saying about the journey being better than the destination.
Oh yeah, it's not the journey that counts, or it's the journey that counts on the destination, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But like that's kind of like, that's really important to me, like the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people say they wish that they could skip all the hard times and then just be successful.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
then what's like the success has no value? Then you're just
right. It has no value.
Yeah.
It has no value, because to me, like what's important is actually doing the stuff, and then like learning. Like for me, like where I'm at right now, like having to cram, having to like just work my butt off to get things.
The hustle.
The hustle. Yeah, the hustle. Like that's exactly right. Yeah, the hustle is what's important, because without that hustle, like I'm not gonna meet the person that's gonna help me take my stuff to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's not really like all me either. Like obviously, like I have a co-host like you for the podcast. That helps. But if I kind of skipped all that, then I'll be missing out on like what we have here as far as the podcast.
Yeah.
And learning stuff, because I've learned a lot just from like working on the podcast itself. Like I've learned like a crap ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what's really valuable to me. It's the acquisition of information.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that matters a lot to me. Also, I think that like people don't understand the value of the information, but also don't understand how easy it is to get it.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the stuff that I watch on the internet is educational.
Yeah.
You know?
I wish I could say the same, but
like
half the stuff I watch is like just the most random crap, random facts about just whatever.
But that's still educational, even if it's random.
Yeah, like sometimes I watch like a few. Every once in a while I watch like some videos on like how to like vocal videos, like bass or guitar videos and stuff, or like how to grow your following on Instagram, social media,
right.
that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But like people don't understand how easy it is to get to that information.
Yeah.
You know? Like you literally can pick up your phone and go listen to whatever it is that you're trying to find out.
Yeah, they just don't really put in that time or the effort really.
Yeah.
And it's just right there too.
Yeah, and I have a belief, and again, this kind of circles back to what we were talking about at the beginning of this episode, but I have a belief that, let me see if I can say this right. If you're not willing to put in the work and effort for whatever it is you're working towards, if you're not willing to put in that work,
yeah,
then you don't deserve whatever it is you're working towards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're not willing to go farther than anyone else to get it, then you don't deserve having it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's the difference. Like there's a great thing that Hachi, who is one of my teachers at my karate studio, he told me, and it was very wise, was the difference. You know what the difference between a white belt and a black belt is?
What?
One thing, that the white belt never gave up, and that's how they made the black. That's it. That's the only difference. It's the same stuff. They just get better at it.
Yeah.
And learn a little bit more. Gets a little bit more complex. They learn it. Like that just blew my world.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm trying to find a quote. You keep talking.
You're good. But yeah, like they never gave up. Just never give up. Like that's just like recently been hammered into me, like never give up. Even like at Goodwill, like the with the dude that I was talking about, like I didn't have a problem letting that book go.
Yeah.
Because I'm not giving up anytime soon.
Yeah.
I know that there's going to be more deals in the future.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be more books. There's going to be more antique stuff for me to sell.
Yeah.
So my life does not depend on that one item. So, like, what is that rule? What is the rule? The 5-minute rule. If it will not matter in 5 years, do not spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it now.
That's actually really good. I've never heard about that.
Yeah. And I was in the store and I kind of like going back to it and I was like, well, in 5 years, that's not going to matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah.
Also, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But more so, like, I was just focused on, like, I'm so, like, in my zone that one person coming and needing that item didn't matter to me as much because I knew that I can survive without it. Like, I do not need every single thing to make it where I'm going. You know what I mean? Like, I'll still survive. I'll still make it. I'll still be doing things. So, that's kind of my full circle on what happened this week. What else happened to me this week? Not too much, actually. Just been working, but yeah.
I'm trying to find. There's one quote. I can't really find. I have to paraphrase it, but I can't remember who it's by, but it's pretty much saying, oh yeah, you can't. Oh yeah, the only way to determine who's gonna win a battle is who's been sacrificed the most. Kind of going back to like what you're saying about the
Oh, I heard a quote like that. It was in any conflict, the winner is the one who is prepared to do what the loser is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much talking about like. Yeah, it's kind of like kind of going back to what is it? Oh yeah, like the means or whatever, like
the means justify the
ends. Yeah. Kind of like that, but yeah, that's what it made me think of.
That's a definite that's a big deal too. Like whether the ends justify the means.
Yeah, or like the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Like the more you're going to put into it, the
very true. Okay. I've definitely noticed, like, anybody that was listening last week heard that I was starting to run because of New Year's, and I've noticed that the farther I run, the more distance, then the better I feel.
Yeah.
Even though I feel awful.
Yeah, but it's like a sweet pain. Like...
Right. And when I get back and my muscles are sore, I feel so good.
Yeah.
And I don't know... Well, actually... I would say I don't know why, but I do know why. Because it's just like you said, like the more work you put into it, the better it is.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Always that way.
I used to now I don't have as much time to run as I wish I did. But back when I used to run almost every day and stuff, I got to the point where I could run I think like 3 miles or whatever. And I was mostly doing it I wasn't doing it as much for time, just seeing how just trying to put on more and more weight onto myself and stuff. So I got to the point where eventually, I think I ran 3 miles, I think, and I put like a weighted vest on or whatever and stuff, and I started doing that. And afterwards, like my body ached, especially my legs. I'd go run like half a mile, do 25 push-ups or whatever, and then do another half a mile, do jump back jacks or whatever, go back and forth and do that until I got to 3 miles or whatever.
That's sick, yeah.
And yeah, that's why I love to get back to doing that. But honestly, now I don't have as much time. But afterwards, my body ached so bad, but it felt amazing. And same thing when I was in the Civil Air Patrol and stuff. Like the first time we had PT night or whatever, and the physical training and stuff. I literally almost threw up at one time, and almost passed out because I didn't do as much physical training as I should have or whatever, prior. But once I did that afterwards, I was dang, that sucked. But at the same time, that was amazing. It was fun, and the adrenaline rush and everything was just amazing.
Well, yeah, and I think what's really important is that people put as much intensity into what they're doing as they can.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much. I've seen people do 100 push-ups and they don't even touch the ground when their chest doesn't hit the ground when they do their push-ups. So it didn't benefit them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just doing it for the show.
Right. So like it's what your intensity is.
Yeah.
So like that's what you definitely the best thing about it is like just what you put into it. Yeah. So I definitely just think that it's definitely a work in progress as far as me, like my body. But yeah, like for me, the means are just working out.
Yeah.
And the end goal is being the absolute best.
Yeah.
Like just being the best that I can.
Yeah.